Hello, my name is Divyang, and this is going to be a presentation on EE 104 Lab 6, Hello World to OpenAI. So this entire code block is essentially we have created a chatbot leveraging one of ChatGPT's models, and we have done this using an API key that we have imported into this code block, into this Python file, and it enabled us to create a ChatGPT, essentially our own version of ChatGPT. Um, So let's break down the code. So import OS. This is saying just import the OS module built in within Python. Import OpenAI. So you may we PIP installed this because this is one of those Python built-in libraries that we just did not have. So we had to PIP install pandas OpenAI and then from.env import load.env. This enables us to import the .env file extension, enabling us to read and transfer data from a .env file. As we'll see with our API key that we have obtained, we will need to load that into the .env file in order for Python to be able to read it. So this line, load.env.env path is equal to env example. What this does is I'm specifying the exact file name of the .env. Um, you could also do just load.env and then brackets, but what that's going to do is it'll produce an error because we have a different name for our .env file. So what this line does is it tells us exactly what file name we're looking for, and that file is basically a .env extension. So that file is right here, and I've declared this is our API key that I've stated, and we've assigned it to the variable OpenAI API key. So that is what line 46 is doing. OpenAI.API key is equal to os.environ.get OpenAI API key. What that's doing is we are importing the file name variable OpenAI API key, and that variable was just declared right here for our .env file, and we're importing it into Python so that it can read the API key that we generated. So these next few lines of code will determine what we want our chatbot to be asking us and what we want to tell it. So while true, my role is equal to input. What is my role? This is asking us, okay, what is my role? Am I going to be a mathematician or am I going to be a poet? For a mathematician, you could essentially, it'll tell it to, okay, now you're doing math operations, so that's why you're a mathematician. So my role is equal to input. What is my role? This is basically asking the user to prompt what is my role. And if my role is equal to quit me, so if we want to stop the code immediately, we're going to say if my role is equal to quit me, then we're going to break. And break is a built-in Python function that enables us to discontinue immediately and just stop the program. So my task is equal to input. What is my task? This is saying, okay, if my task is a mathematician, then we wanted to do some math operations. So again, we also have another break fixed in. So if my task is equal to quit me, then we can break it right away. So let's say we've told it what it wants to, told it that it needs to be a mathematician. We've given it a line of code to execute, a line of programs such as get the sum or get the product, and we're done. Then we can immediately say just quit me, and it'll start the break function. So messages, role, system, content. So this is essentially telling the chatbot what we want it to be. It's like a dictionary. And messages.append, role, user, content. So it's appending the chatbot. These two lines determine the behavior of it. Um, so now what we're going to shift towards is the answers for our chatbot. So lines 71 to 78 discuss what the responsiveness of our chatbot will be. So answers, OpenAI chat complete create. So it's a function called answers, and we're assigning it all these variables from line 72 to 78. So model GPT 3.5 Turbo. So we're going to be using that particular GPT model for our chatbot. And temperature 0.8. So temperature is it's a variable that we've created, and it controls the randomness and creativity of the chatbot. So what kind of do we want a randomness and creativity for our answers, or what kind of response are we looking for? So the lower the value, the less creativity, the less randomness. The higher the value, the more creative, the more random it becomes. Max tokens 1000, this will determine the max length of our output. So how many characters do we want our output to be? Do we want it to be 500, 800, 1000? So it can give us a more productive output, because the more it explains, the more of a detailed response you get. Top P is equal to 0.3. So this will control the diversity of response. So it'll introduce new ideas into its response. Uh, New ideas as well as the diversity of it, meaning are we getting the same kind of answer over and over again? It's similar to also temperature, but it will allow us to control the repetition as well. Uh, the repetition and the diversity, because it all goes hand in hand when you're dealing with the chatbot, with the answer of a chatbot. So for top P, the lower the value, the less diverse of the response, less different. It's just more of the same thing churned out again. And for the frequency penalty, this is similar to the temperature, but now we're just directly influencing the repetition aspect of it only. And then the presence penalty, this will control the promotion of new topics. So what kind of, do we want new ideas introduced within the answers for our chatbot, or do we just want more of the same? That's what presence penalty indicates. And we have messages equal to messages, so that's calling these two dictionaries that we've created. So let's run the code. And what is my task? Get the sum of 5 and so this is accurate. The sum of 5 and 5 to the power of 2, 5 squared, that's 25. So 5 plus 25 is 30. So we can try it again. What is my role? You are a poet. What is my task? Uh, what are semiconductors? And so now it's going to explain semiconductors, how they dance in the world of electronics. They enhance neither quite a conductor nor an insulator. They hold the key. So this is our response. Um, so now if you were to say quit me, then it breaks and it stops the program. So let's try it with different values. So let's say we want 0.9, and rather than 1000, we want 2000, and diversity, let's say it's 4.4. Let's try again. So you are a poet or semiconductors. So semiconductors like a delicate dance of electrons halfway between insulators, silicon crystals. So these responses are different now. It's starting to diversify the response a little bit. So let's try a math operation. Where's my task? The product 5. So 5 and times 5 squared. So 25 times 5, that is equal to 125. So even at this stage, we can again just say quit me, and it will stop the program. That is where the break function comes in. Otherwise, this will just be an infinite loop. So that is all for this lab exercise. Thank you and have a great day.